About the
I
quote,
do this
if you
all
can
the
overthink the worst, why
time.
can't you overthink
We're actually doing it
the best?
now.
I get the intention behind it. It sounds nice. It sounds hopeful. It sounds like one of those things that make people stop and go, you know, yeah, why not?
Hmm.
But if I'm being honest, I don't really buy into it because the mind doesn't treat the best case scenario and the worst case scenario like they carry the same
Yep.
weight. They don't. The consequences are completely different.
Hmm.
Best case, maybe I'm happy, maybe I'm relieved, maybe I'm excited, maybe something works out better than I expected. Great. But worst case, that's a different, category entirely.
Uh-huh.
Worst case can come with crippling anxiety, sleepless nights, panic,
Yep.
depression, a complete spiral, a full mental and
Sure
emotional crash over something
does.
that hasn't even happened yet.
Uh-huh.
So, no, it's not really as simple as just imagine the good instead. Because the brain is not built to react equally to both.
No.
It's built to protect you.
Yep.
And protection is always more urgent than pleasure.
Hmm.
That's why the worst case scenario grabs you harder.
Yep.
It feels more important, more serious, more necessary
Yep.
to prepare for. Because your mind thinks it's helping. It thinks, if I can anticipate the worst, maybe I can survive it better.
Yep.
And that's why overthinking usually leans negative.
Yep.
Not because people enjoy suffering, but because the mind treats danger as more important than hope.
Yep.
And that's the part, that quote misses. It makes it sound like positive and negative thinking are just two equal options.
They are not.
And you're silly for not picking the nicer one. But they're not equal.
No.
One feels good, the other feels like survival. And survival will always scream
Yes,
louder.
it will.
So when people say, if you can imagine the worst, why not imagine the best? My answer is usually quite simple. Because the emotional costs of the worst is bigger. The impact is bigger, the fear is bigger, the
Always
consequences
is.
feel bigger. And whether those consequences are real or not, your body reacts like they are.
Yep.
That's why it's not some cute, little switch you can just flip. And I think that matters because sometimes the problem isn't that you're being negative, it's that your mind has learned to treat fear like
Yep.
preparation.
Yep.
And those
That's
are
where
not
I'm
the
at
same
now.
thing. So no, I don't think it works like that. I think overthinking the worst and imagining the best are two completely different experiences.
Yes.
One feels like hope, the other feels like survival.
Yes, it does.
And in my opinion, survival will win the fight
Yes.
almost every single
Yes.
time.